Welcome back to Louisianimal Gaming. Today we're heading to the West Coast, the heart of Los Angeles. We're going to USC into Trojan territory to bring you guys the USC playbook here in NCAA 26. And this one does have quite a bit of firepower. We're going to break down 4 of their best formations: Trey open halfback strong, split slot offset, bunch ace offset, and the high octane empty base. The USC offense really gives you a chance to air it out, but it's also going to keep it very, very balanced. So it's not just strictly an air raid book, but this is going to give you everything you need to have a very efficient offense. So let's see why this playbook could be a dark horse candidate that's going to make waves later on this year and give you guys a chance to be the first ones on it. Let's jump into the video. And as always, if you guys are enjoying content like this, do me a favor, like the video, comment on what you guys want to see next, what does or doesn't work, and sub to the channel so you guys don't miss an upload for all of 26. The first set I want us to take a look at here is going to be bunch ace offset, but the very first play I want us to take a look at here, I've talked about this in other sets, mid screens are pretty good in this year's game, and here it's going to be a motion, and you also have a backside slant, so you almost have 3 options here that you can go to. First thing we'll take a look at here, the zone, kind of bounces off some people there, held on to a little bit long. If you see user kind of vacate the middle, that's where this backside slant will be open. But the other thing I noticed in running this sometimes is that this swing screen, the guy in the motion here, ends up being left unguarded, and he's able to get you some free, easy yards. It won't be explosive. The more explosive play is going to come from the B route here. Here's this backside slant that I was talking about there. They didn't have anybody kind of playing underneath for that, so that's always a nice quick read. But the B route here is definitely going to be the bigger hitting play because it's going to allow blockers to get out in front of them. Now, they brought an all-out blitz there, so it was kind of holding on to it there. It looks like a lot of mucked up traffic, and they did it again. And late throw there to the side, but you see really that's always kind of open and available to throw. I haven't seen that actually just taken away one time yet. And then that's usually where the mid screen. Again, we didn't get a lot of yards here. I feel like it works better in game, but it's a very good play. Again, make sure you guys are kind of just throwing it in here. Again, backside slant. Use your options on this. Very good play to mix into this bunch ace offset. Spacing switch is going to be our next. So the thing here running spacing is you have the speed out route from B. If there is backed off coverage, B is going to be a pass lead outside to the sideline. Then you have these 2 different hooks between R, B, and A that get different parts of the zone, depending where the flat defender is going to play, or a hook defender if they're in a cover 2. And then you have this slant and flat combo on the back. So let's take a look here. We'll take a look, going right to left here, see. And really, we had the slant open. The speed out was taken away. Taking a look here. Here's going to be A. And really, A and RB, you're really going to tell which one of those two, when their separation, where they're going to get open at, as you just kind of watch the defender. You see that time they kind of flared out to take away A, RB's open. But this play is super easy to make his reads on here. Again, is I'm looking at press receiver out on the left, so X is probably not going to be much of an option for me. The flat route Y, it'll be depending how quick X passes him off. If it's zone, then you have our read. So I'm actually just going to go to the right side. I see him drop back to take away the flats. Hit our little curl route underneath. So there's not enough switch sticking that's going to be able to people to take away all these routes here. But now I see this backed off look. I'm going to be looking at B right away. He's got separation. And take away your 5-6 yards. So super, super easy. Really easy to make these quick reads here. Here's a slant here. You notice man coverage there. Going into mesh post. And the one thing I just like doing is I like putting this X here on an out route. I don't want to put him on a comeback. Normally I like solo receivers on comebacks. But because this wheel route's going to go up the field kind of in that little pocket, is I want to take the most outside defender, take him to the sideline. You have your quick throw to A in the flats on the other side, and then you have this high-low with this drag post from RB to B. So the way I like reading it is I always like viewing my numbers. So if I see X has one guy out there, I'm going to look and just throw this quick speed out or quick out route and take whatever yards I can get until they make adjustment. This looks like this may be cover 4 or man. So again, is I would look at X here, kind of play man, but he's so far off that that break is going to get the free yard. So you see how the out route is there and how you can read and take advantage of it right away. So I'm not going to continue to throw that here. Let's look at our other options. RB's a nice little quick route here for man. If not, you have this post here. Really going to get open against man. All right, so again here, we're just going to take a look at what our options are. Here's where you don't see anybody kind of commit down from the middle linebacker spot to shift over to take that wheel route. The wheel route is going to be there every time. So it really makes, again, I said this on the last play, the reads are very simple. View the numbers. If there's backed off coverage, take your quick read. If there's no quick read available, then that's usually where the post or the wheel route will get open. Here, I watch the slot receiver back up. Wheel route's going to be there for the 5-6 yards quick throw every. Here's the last time we're going to take a look at this play. And so again, here in the read, right, as you see, this looks like a cover 2 here with the 2 high safety look, and the corners are about 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. So initially my read here is the running back on the wheel. And so I'm going to look at see how this outside linebacker that's kind of off the left side, if he doesn't drop into coverage, I'm throwing it to him right away. If he drops back into coverage, then I'm going to look at the drag underneath. He drops back, hit this drag, take your 5 yards. Now the different variation here is mesh spot. And again, this is same thing. You get the same look. Put your guy on a speed out, or just an out route, sorry. There's backed off coverage. Take your free yards. That's going to be there every single time. Whoops. Reset the play there. Again, if you don't see anybody drop back, you have this wheel route. Take whatever yard you get. It's a quick throw. You can wait for him to get a little bit further up the field if you want to get more yardage on it. And then now the difference is instead of B running a post, he's going to run this stopped curl about 10 yards away. Then you have this tight end running a wheel route. So there is the curl. I kind of pass led it outside to the right there to make sure that that middle linebacker wouldn't have a chance to get it. Here's a little quick throw to the tight end. Here, curl route. Again, the reads are super simple on this. If it's zone and the guy in the middle vacates, you're just going to throw it to B. If nobody takes the underneath route, you're going to take RB. If you have the solo outside receiver here, it's like looks like a cover 2. You know, I'm going to look at Y here. Y, he's wide open. And the last one to hit is the tight end. See if we can get him open for you here if it's not man. But he'll be kind of like a quick throw. Right here, we got it against the man coverage and broke the tackle. But really, there's going to be spots where he can be thrown relatively quick, but you'll want to pass lead it inside. Let me see if I can get one. Oh, here, that's man. Pass lead outside so they don't get it. We have Z spot. Z spot is just a typical flood play. You can keep it stock if you want to. I like personally streaking B, and then I like dragging X. And then you can either just keep Y on a swing route. I just put them on a flat route to get out to the sideline quicker. But you're gonna read how they're getting out there. Actually, one last thing. Sorry, I'm gonna put A on a zig, so it'll really give me a better idea if the corner route or the zig is going to get open. Take a look here. We actually had the drag wide open. I took the zig just because of positioning by the tight end. It was kind of predetermined read on my part, which wasn't the best. But again, now it looks like it's gonna be man out of 4-3-6-1. It looks like this might be covered too. So if that, oh, it is man. But that backside drag is going to be wide open. We'll be able to hit the corner out there too if we had been patient. But here is the read again. You just see what they're going to give you. Zig wins. Take your free 10 yards. See here what they're going to do. Here, RB really beats the man off the press and gets over the top in that little corner area. One other thing you do against zone actually is you can actually stem RB down on his corner. He actually breaks to the sideline a lot quicker, and then he'll actually get outside on certain zones here. Here we got the drag underneath. Here, halfback direct snap. This is the best run play. We're just going to show this a few times here, just kind of show you. Don't hold turbo when you run unless there's a guy just coming in free to come and hit you in the backfield. Is if you hold turbo, it's going to accelerate the run blocks being shedded. And you see there, if we don't bounce off the guy, we probably have a huge play. It's very possible this play can get hit in the backfield sometimes, But if you let the CPU take the initial steps, the holes really kind of become clear of where you're supposed to go with it to get the most out of this play. And there's me not holding turbo, letting the blockers pick themselves up, and then we take a 15-yard run. So halfback direct snap is going to be a very key play in this formation that you guys want to make sure you're using. We talked about this before, mid-screen play. So let's take a look here at H motion mesh wheel. All right, running this H motion mesh post. Guys in common motion. This play is really good stock here. And that's what makes this play so good if you have an accurate quarterback. I don't know what's going on with this guy here, but you see that's a wide open touchdown if he just doesn't even overthrow it. Not quite sure how that happened here in practice mode. But you have these here. Throw it one more time here. Can we catch it? Thank you. Anyways, if they run man, that is going to be the result a lot. Is that being open, uh, causing this cross man. Then you have these drags that are open. Here's X. X does a really good job of getting underneath zones, and obviously him being inside, he's not getting pressed. If they run press man, it's going to be trouble. That wheel route's going to win the whole time. But then here now you have the other side. A doesn't actually drag all the way over to the field unless you re-drag him. He'll kind of stop in that little pocket. And then here we have the backside post. He's getting pressed. I'm probably going to look at this wheel route here. Nice little quick throw. Couple yards. All right, and then we're going to take another look here and just show you the other final things here. Y, if nobody gets out there right away, this is where Y is going to be deadly. Super underrated plays is halfback middle screen here. You usually see slip screens, cross screens, angle screens. You don't see this mid screen, but I really like this play a lot. You see, kind of gets right in that little pocket there, and users don't. I haven't seen a user go cover that in me running this. He's usually always wide open. I always get scared he's gonna bump into the lineman there in his spot, just because he's like running right between the guard and the tackle. But it's here. You see, there he is again. You kind of let the blockers develop, and then you kind of get your free yards. If they run anything like compact, you got 6, 7 guys in the box. I probably wouldn't call it just because that's more likely that the running back will get like tied up. But there's a nice little 4 down lineman set. He kind of just gets through pretty quickly. So make sure you guys are incorporating this. This has big play potential. I wouldn't say home run, but definitely has big chunk play potential. Then let's go take a look at here. One other thing in this formation, there's actually a lot of plays in here. Slot fade, mesh concepts are obviously always very good. You have that here with B. I just like stemming him down so he's a quicker option. And then you're going to have A kind of on this option route with kind of like a curl and a speed out. You have the RB on the fade. And then you have this running back underneath. So here, watch our running back go underneath as he gets cracked and fumbles. One other adjustment, actually, I think that you should make is putting this solo receiver here on a comeback. If there's no help, he's just going to be open at the top of his break like this. Time it, and then you can possession catch it. Or if he has enough space to rack it or make an ad catch, you can do that as well. But I really like how B, RB, A, the complement. A is always going to make the correct read. Now, whether how much separation he gets is a different story. Obviously, depends on how good the player is. But I like this play a lot. It's super easy to read. Once you add this comeback in, is that A is going to make the correct read almost every time. So we'll take a look here. And that's what I'm talking about right there. He kind of runs an out route, but he stops right before he gets to that outside flat because he knows it's zone. But yeah, that is going to be how this play works. Again, super good play, super easy to read. Make sure you guys are incorporating this in. All right, now we're going to jump into empty base here. Empty base actually is surprisingly a very good 5 wide set here. You have this drag double spot with this double spot. And just take kind of a quick look here. I'm going to go into double spot. You have these double posts here kind of behind each other. Then you have these double curl routes that almost start off as slants and they stop. And it's going to make the reads very, very simple here. You see A stops. We had A on the corner route kind of wide open. But yeah, just a super simple play here. Again, the curl routes, those always win against man, especially when they're playing behind them. Again, here, take a quick look. Here is where B now becomes a viable option because the outside corner just kept dropping back. And then if we get a man look and a decent pass lead, which we didn't, the tight end will be open as well. At times he kind of bumps into some of his other routes here. There we go. There's a good pass lead outside to the tight end. Stick and nod. Again, I like to put the same route combination I told you before. You can either do the speed out or you can do the zig. Here I'm going to keep the speed out. And then you have the nice double move from A, return route from RB. And so in this particular motion, I like reading left to right. I feel like it's simpler. I got 2-on-2 over there. I see how the guy on the outside really like backed up really quickly. One more time here on this play, I'm just going to show you guys how to identify really is if that slot corner plays really aggressive underneath, I'm really going to know that my throw here to this comeback route is just going to be wide open, just hitting him at the top of his break. So that's really why I like that 2x2 set over there. Right here, I don't care for as much just because it's the third guy playing help. This probably looks like a cover 4 of some sort, some kind of match. So now I'm going to shift my eyes to A and RB. There's RB here. Middle linebacker did a good job. Again, you have your 2x2 look here on the left, but we're not going to go there. We've been going there quite a bit. And this is where A, if he gets man on man, that double move is super, super good. Really tough to guard, actually. So, and most users aren't guarding that. They're going to cover somewhere in the middle, or they're trying to switch dick off and guard something deep. Shock, shake, crosses. This one, again, is I like this because of these guys on a short crosser and a deep crosser. And then you kind of have this double move on the right. And then you still have the shot concept with RB and B. So all these are going to be options here. Here's the tight end. As the D line is again trying to jump and bat down every pass. Immediately you see here is the two reads honestly are A and Y. Y is kind of converging to the middle of the field here. In this situation, I probably would just put Y on a speed out only because I see that there's two people on the left, is a corner playing way off and a safety. It's going to be very hard for either one of them to get there. There's the D end, and you see he's just not going to get there. So here again, we'll look at again. The middle is wide open. They just want me to keep throwing A, and that's where I was really talking about getting rid of it quick because you see nobody is in that open spot. Then looking around to some other stuff here. That is that deep crosser, and I love that angle because he really gets inside the outside corner and kind of in between the safety depending on what his responsibilities are. And here he gets into another pocket. Again, he just gets across the formation so quick where he gets underneath safeties and into the spots for huge gains. All right, the final formation we're going to take a look at here, split slot offset. This formation has a lot of versatile stuff. Then there is a lot of motion play, so it's very easy to mix all the stuff in. Here is, we're going to take a look at the best play though, motion double pass. So again, this is a situational play. And you see it's pretty much a touchdown. If they have to play man against it. If it's in zone, that will happen majority of the time. And you see there, we can kind of wait, and he's going to be open. The one thing you can try and do is, let's see if this actually works here. Yeah. But you see, there it is against man, and man played it, despite us completing the catch, right? But man is going to run with it the whole time. But if they're in zone, it's just a touchdown every single time. But you don't want to run this every single time. You want to mix it in with the other motion plays. But this is the play that, if you need a big play, something out of half, maybe before half, end the game, you have this in your bag to go to. Mixing up some of these other different motion plays, something like motion stick wheel. You have backside slant. You have a little baby curl from A. You have your swing route, check down from RB. And then you have this really weird, this wheel route. Even though he's wide open, if you watch him, let's run it one more time. He doesn't look like he sprints out there. He kind of like takes his time before he's really takes his time, like getting out of the backfield for whatever reason. So, looking past him and that, here's this little curl route. Tightly contested, but 17 was on the outside shoulder, so it makes it easy. Here, if they're going to bring a bunch of people in, you have your little backside slant. It's going to be wide open. Make sure you guys are throwing that down and inside just to make sure that in case they have inside leverage, they don't have a chance to pick it. Then, of course, you have your check down from RB. If nobody gets out there in time, then you're going to have some free yards. And then the very last one, if we can get time, this is a super longer developing route, so it's never really like an option. But B here, he actually cooks that time for what probably should have been a touchdown if we got a decent pass. But you see how there's a bunch of different ways where these things all kind of get open, different areas of the field. You know, we hit the check down swing, and the guy running the wheel route ends up becoming a lead blocker. So that's motion stick wheel. This play is super underrated. Again, play actions take a little bit while to get out of unless you cancel it by holding RT. But this to me is kind of like a mid screen in the sense, and I think you can actually end up handing the ball off. I believe possibly. I'm not gonna try it, but um, it's like you get to hold it as long as you want to, and then throw it, and it is pretty good. I've had really good success with it. And then you have X here on this option route. If everybody cheats down, he does the man zone kind of read. So if he sees man, he's going to run the streak. If he sees zone, he's going to sit down on his curl. So this is actually a super slept on formation. There's not usually a lot of split slots or two backs that have really good pass sets out of it. So last one we can kind of run here is just motion mesh wheel. Again, you can kind of incorporate all these, put your own little taste and spin on it for creativity. But the reason why I like it is because B, again, he's not on a deep crosser, but he's like on a deep, rounded in route. And he finds his way really nice into certain areas of the zones like that. And we get a 30-yard touchdown the very first play. But you see just other things. You got the same routes. You got your check down. You have your X here, which is also a check down. But, you know, you have your swing route there. Anytime there's four guys on the right and they're in man, it really puts the stress on the defense here. I love how we get overthrows on a lot of these touchdown throws here. So hopefully you guys won't have this issue. It'd be different if I'm getting pressured. But now you got A here coming back from the other side. Again, a lot. It's misdirection. It's a bunch of things, but it's just the amount of options you have to throw on this particular play is just super, super good. And that's going to wrap up our playbook breakdown here into the USC playbook. A lot of balance, explosiveness, great formations. This game's going to give you tools to actually pick apart defense and win a lot of games. So if you guys are rocking with this content and you guys want more elite breakdowns like this, hit the sub button, drop a like, let me know in the comments what team or formation you guys want to break down next. I appreciate it. All you guys do is help the channel grow to allow me to bring you guys more content. So we got more heat dropping all season long. Louisianimal Gaming, out.